And good Monday evening, Turlings Catholic fans, and welcome out to Pizza Village here on Moss Street. It is a Turlings tradition to come out and have the Coach Michael Courville. I can't do it. I can't do it. One more time. How about it for these guys down here? I always say that I'm going to start the show off, and I'm going to start it quietly and calmly. Dude, come on, man. What a game.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, huh?
Now, look, that's let's get into this. Look, when I turn this way, that means it's time to talk football on there. You guys get in there and 14-3 again, and I'm thinking you got them right where they want them because the last time you were down 14-3, you go on and win that as well. Take me through that first part of the game.
Yeah, we had a great opening series and stalled, get the field goal. Great to get the 3 points. And then, we pinned them deep on a kickoff, and it felt good. We had a lot of momentum, and they kind of, ran at us, kind of picked us apart a little bit, and went down and scored. And we had a return over with a fumble, and they executed, a shot play right away. So it's 14-3. But, I think we just stuck with the plan. We didn't panic. There's still a lot of game left, and, the guys, don't get me wrong, we were a little disappointed, but it wasn't the end-all, be-all. And then we just, had a great drive, went down 14. I'm sorry. Before that happened, we got stopped again. Right. And, just the same thing like Notre Dame. We're down 14-3, and it's looking bad. Carter Maha shows up with a big play and hits his arm, and Jackson Broussard intercepts the ball. And then we go down on a great drive and make it 14-10. We get a 3-and-out again, a huge play by Carter, forcing a punt, and then went down and scored and hit Quinn Seymour on a hell of a throwing catch right before half and took the lead and never looked back.
Look, when we were seeing the scores come across, and I saw the 14-3, I said, man, they're back in the corner. I said, but nobody puts the Rebels in a corner. Right. Man. You see what he did? Okay, I just had to make sure everybody was paying attention tonight. Anyway, we'll proceed from this. I didn't right over.
I totally missed.
All right, tell me about
I never watched the movie. I just know that.
What movie? No, I'm just saying that nobody puts. No helping.
Yeah.
So tell me about the play of Carter Maha. That was you just saw that over and over and over again. And Coach, we've talked about each and every week that it's somebody else. Carter, such a player for this team, but he stepped up at a time that it needed to be.
Yeah, I think you find out some of the news after, but Carter was locked in the entire week. Carter's a very quiet kid. He's not a loud guy, but he communicated, a lot more than he typically would have. We found out, I learned that he was emailing Jackson Broussard during the week, hey, did you see this on film? And he was just really engaged and really wanted to have some success on Friday night. And I think, one thing that gets overlooked is that, Coach Bart went to a different style of defense, a different personnel. We went to nickel, and that kind of gave him some problems, and it allowed some other guys to flourish, but Carter just was reading the line, and when his number was called, he played at a really high level.
Look, we had talked a little bit beforehand. I want to jump back on the crowd, too, because I love the crowd that's in here. There's been spillover outside, and this is easily the largest crowd that we've had in here, as well it should be, from such a finish. 9-0 on the season. Tell me about the experience of coming out there and hearing that crowd and how big they were.
Yeah, obviously it's such a big game every year, and, we hadn't had success in a decade as far as the final score, but we really felt confident in our group and in our team, and you got out there on Friday night, and it was just jam-packed. What you expected, but it was just the crowd, the atmosphere, the environment, and really whenever we started kind of changing the momentum, you could just feel a different energy in the stadium, and it was just – I've been fortunate to be a part of some big games, but that's up there as far as the environment and the crowd and the energy and just the kind of the momentum snowballing effect of us kind of getting, once we got into our groove, just really kind of, making stops and scoring more points, and it just kind of really started going our way. You could just feel a different energy.
Look, you made a comment on the Saturday morning show, the Red River Roundup, that's at 8 a.m. on 446Sports. But shameless plug, had to.
Okay.
Your comment that was in there was those 10 teams, those 10 games had absolutely nothing to do with what went on Friday night. It was this team 68 that was on the field, and they were 0-0 in this series.
Yeah, and that's how you have to attack it and go about it, because at the end of the day, that's the truth. But the perception that we're not capable or we're less than, it wears at you a little bit, and it kind of really truly just kind of ticked us off a little bit, and nothing against anything in the past, but we felt like, hey, this is a new Turlings. This is a new era. This is a new it's a new staff. It's a new team. It was something a little different, and we said a lot. We say how it was special, and it was time for us to approach it that way, and certainly we did that.
Look, wasn't going to bring it up, but there has been a certain amount of bulletin board material throughout the year. I don't think that you needed to get anything to get you hyped up for a Week 9 undefeated home game against those guys. But man, you're right. This area has not put a lot of respect on these guys, and you went out and ain't nobody give you anything. You went out and earned it.
Right, Lafayette is a city, but it's still kind of a small town feel. And don't get me wrong, we hear
Right.
things that were going on, things that were said, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It certainly motivated us a bit, But sometimes you gotta find things, but sometimes they just come to you. And I felt as a group of men, we were motivated. These kids have been motivated since day one, and it didn't take much for them. They just were ready to play and ready to prove something, and they did.
Look, they have proved it each and every week with close games. Go back to the Notre Dame game. That was a gut check game for them, too. They come back and win that one as well. And then take care of games that you're supposed to, because oftentimes you see teams that are playing so well play down a little bit when they think they've got an off opponent on paper. And I don't ever want to disrespect anybody, so don't take it that way. But you know what I mean by it. They've always went out and put the game away early on, which is a sign of not a good team, but a great team.
Right. You say that, Doug. I think that's what the challenge is this week. Nothing against Northside. They're having a great year, and I have a lot of respect for what they're doing. But us coming off of a massive win like that, it's how are we going to attack today? How are we going to attack tomorrow? How are we going to go out there and play Friday? It was a great win, and like I said in that article in the newspaper, like it is a great win. It's a great thing for our program, but it's a Week 9 win at the end of the day. We ain't getting a trophy. We ain't done anything besides beat St. Thomas more for the first time in a while. But it's time to get refocused. There's only been 2 other teams in our history that's gone 10-0, and that's our job, and that's our motivation for this Friday night.
Look, another thing that's kind of hanging around there as well is that you have an opportunity at a outright district championship, too. You guys, I think, have clinched a share of it pending the outcome on Friday. So you're playing for an undefeated season and sole possession of the district championship, which, man, that's huge.
Yeah, and like I said, some people say that they kind of have devalued the district title over the years, but like I say, that comes from people who don't win.
Who don't win the
You don't win them,
right.
And when I was a senior, it was a 3-way tie. You take some pride in that, but it's different when you go through the district slate undefeated, and that's certainly our goal Friday night.
Look, it's an exciting time, and that one is on the road at Northside, although it's just
a skip and a hop.
It's right up the road. So you guys, and we'll talk a little bit more about Northside as we go, because we've still got a lot to unpack about this game, and there were a number of players that we want to talk about in big games that we had. But what's your setup for that? Will you guys just stretch and get dressed here and then just ease over there, or is it?
I'm real big on the kids. We don't tell. I'm real big on routine. It's a little different scenario for us on Friday. We actually have early dismissal due to a speech and debate tournament. So what we'll do is we'll have the kids stay at school. We'll have a snack, watch a movie, kind of hang out, and then I like keeping everything as routine as possible. So at 2:40 we'll be in the prayer service, and we'll keep everything right on time. We'll delay leaving, but when we get there, it'll still be the same time slot as far as 6:05. We're hitting the field, yada yada.
Look, once again, a huge congratulations on taking care of business on there. It was incredible to go back and watch, and we want to unpack some of that. We'll do that right after the break. We've got to take our first break because I want to get that out of the way and get into our segments as well, because we've got our Southern Air Cool play of the game to talk about. We've got our lineman of the week, and then, of course, we've got our Beal and Hebert player of the game, and we've got to get to all of that, plus some other things that we may get to before the night, depending on time. Before the look, I love these guys out here. They're wonderful.
I'm a man of my word, Doug. It's gonna happen.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Right. I just know that we'll be back right after this. You're watching the Coach Courville Show right here from Pizza Village on Mall Street on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana, let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners, to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back. It is the Michael Courville Show here on 446 Sports, and we are live at Pizza Village on Moss Street, where we are at each and every Monday night throughout the Dome. We talked about that all the way back. And, Coach, I just want to I do want to stress this to you. You know, when we started talking about this back in July. With a lot of nerves in this about us coming down here into this area, and would we gain acceptance out of the TC family? And I just want you to know, I don't know about you guys, but I've had the time of my life.
You know, Doug, I mean, I'll say just going into this season.
Hang on, I didn't. Oh, no.
Girl.
Let me tell you. So, 10-game season. You guys are 9 out of 10 right now because you haven't played game number 10 on there. But for that, out of effort, I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10.
I'll tell you I was going to do it. Thanks, Coach.
Execution, I'm going to give you about a 1.
That's fair.
But it gives us something to work for. Every win from here on out, we do that all the way to mid-December. Is that a deal?
Deal.
I love it. We'll take 1 to 6 carries, 5 more of those. Yeah, because you got the bye week coming in week 11. That's for sure. But I appreciate and look, for the folks at home, I'm all out of Dirty Dancing jokes. I have no more references to that too.
Good.
That I've had the time. Yeah, that was
you got me because I was really going to get kind of emotional about how much I'm enjoying the season.
I know.
So thank you for that.
I had to stop you before you got all sappy on us too.
I was getting there. Yeah.
Look, I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. Yes, I do. Don't worry.
No, but with that being said,
yes.
though, you know, with you guys coming down, it's been a huge blessing, you know, for our program. 1, getting it out there to the world. 2, there's so many families and alumni, people that can't make it, you know, that live out of state or whatever the case may be. They get to watch it, you know. And you said acceptance. I think you guys are certainly part of the family now, and we can't thank you guys enough.
This was before we got on the air too. There's a wonderful, wonderful lady that is here tonight that said we're the one that have accents. I was like, I don't get that. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it is a blessing being here with you guys. So let's jump into what we wanted to talk about. Our Cool Play has been sponsored by Southern Air of Acadiana, and we could not do anything that we do without those guys. They're big sponsors of us. They're big sponsors of us everywhere. And so we appreciate those guys. And, Coach, there were a couple of plays that were in there. 2 of them involved Alex Munoz and the work that he's doing. So let's talk about those 2.
Yeah, you know, the 2 from Alex, 1, we're down. It's actually in back consecutive plays, but during the same series where, you know, he kind of gets wrapped up at his head and bounces off and then runs for an extra 30 yards. It was an incredible play on our sideline, got everybody really excited and got the momentum, you know, on our favor, plus a 15-yard penalty that really changed the game for us so we can get a chance to go score before half. And then the next one would be his touchdown throw to Quinn, which, you know, just like Notre Dame, but a little different. It was a back shoulder that he put that literally couldn't have been in a better spot. Quinn has made a living this year on making just exceptional catches. He got both feet in, you know, shouldered, caught the ball, and we have a chance to, you know, go up into the half, you know, with the lead, and that was massive. But, you know, ultimately that wouldn't have happened prior to Carter Maha blitzing, hitting the quarterback's arm for STM and giving Jackson Broussard, who they picked on Jackson for a while because he thought he would never get an interception, and he's gotten 2 in consecutive weeks, you know, which actually pretty cool is, you know, I thought, you know, we've been playing exceptional defense all season, but we hadn't done, you know, a standard level of taking the ball away. And the last 2 weeks we've had 3 interceptions, and just happened by the same 3 players in Chavis, Dean, and now JB. So really nice job, and the cool play goes to Maha and JB for that interception.
There you go. That's right. So the pressure and the interception, there it goes. And Coach, you talked about defense on there and not getting a lot of takeaways on there. But they've been so dominant in forcing punts.
No, I mean, that was just they've been playing
that's
great.
right.
But
yes.
It was as far as, you know, actually getting takeaways, something that they strive for.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily going their way. But like I said, the last 2 weeks, 3 picks each, you know, same 3 players.
And the point I make out of that is how much scarier can they get when they do start taking that ball away? Because they've been dominant. We go through a stretch where the ones don't give up a touchdown for how many quarters?
At least 12. You know, so it was 3 games, yeah.
And so now, and we talked off the air too, that as the progression has come along, I've seen this team get stronger and stronger every week. And it's a broken record, I know, but it's everybody is picking up and doing something out, and that's a testament to that senior leadership and what you and your staff are doing on coaching these guys up.
Yeah, you know, and I'll say it, and I'll say it in front of the team, and I always ask Andrew Fougier to recite, you know, what it is. But the goal of the program is for the team to be at its absolute best in November, December. Now we're in November. You know, the last 2 weeks technically weren't November games, but we played about as good as we could ask for.
Right.
So I certainly think we're hitting our stride when we need to hit our stride, and you know, we're living out the purpose, you know, as far as the on the field mission of our program.
Look, they're doing that indeed, and a lot of this comes down to this next group that we'll talk to, and it's been our lineman of the week, and it's, man, that thing has moved around so much on there too, and the line play has had a couple injuries that if exists, but I think next man up, and it's not dropped off at all. So speak about the line.
Right, I thought we did a great job on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Early in the game, we were playing a 4-man front, and we kind of figured they would maybe attack a little bit vertically on the inside. But
Right.
I thought that Jude Smith and Lucas Guidry played well. And then once we got into nickel, we had Frugia actually playing the nose, and he presented a lot of problems for them.
He presents a lot of problem for a lot of folks.
Right, he does, and then Jack Snyder showed up to play with. Jack always has high effort, but he had a huge sack when we needed it.
Right.
He played hard, but I just wanted to really spotlight the offensive line for Friday night's game. We had 6 guys play. Drake went down towards the end, and,
Right.
and Alex Landry, a guy that actually had been hurt for a couple of weeks, stepped in, and you can't replace Drake, but it wasn't a drop off. He snapped and played at a high level, and then. The other guys, I thought they might have had some of their best games. Colston Olivier probably had the best game of the season.
His highlight moment was right here.
Yeah, for that. Yeah,
We've got
but
that.
Thomas Kramer has been just terrific all season at right tackle. Jack Matthews is continuing to get better and better and be physical. And then, Barron Perkins is the guy that we moved to guard when Drake slipped to center. And Barron, has really played well. So I thought this, I couldn't pick one, and really because you could go to both sides of the ball, but I saw the way our offensive line, paved the way to run for over 300 yards, and to really keep Alex, protected. That whole group deserved the
So there you go. Our lineman of the week is the entire offensive line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to these guys. 300 yards rushing on the night is just if you're going to blueprint an effort on there, and folks see you throw the ball around a lot too, and so they prepare for that. But you come out and say, look, we're going to run the ball for 300 yards. I'm going to take that every single time.
Right. We had some quarterback design runs for Alex that he broke, for huge gains. I was really, I want to talk about this kid because he hasn't received a game ball this year and tonight. But the production of Ian Schwander has just been something that, could probably be as good as asked. And, when him moving to running back, I thought he could have a good year, but he's having just a really nice year. Spencer Mesh, again, his second week of really hitting it and running hard and getting tough yards. And when you get those two guys, you can change them out. And then, Kaysen still balanced, but Kaysen came in and had 4 nice runs. So, I just thought the way those guys paved the way for him, and then to be able to have Mesh, 15-yard gain. Okay, well, here comes Ian, 12 yards, and here comes Kaysen bruising. It was just a great overall effort, from the offense.
Look, it was tremendous, and Broussard, we talked about the game that JB had. There's no doubt about that. We've talked about what Frugier did, and a lot of these guys, Coach, it's different. You got to go back. I've got to go back, and you're watching it at firsthand and seeing all of it, and we've got to go back there and watch it on tape again, and you can slow it down and look at some different things there. But again, it's probably one of the most difficult things that we have to come up with a Beal and Hebert player of the game.
It's true, man. Like I said, Ian's deserved it. He's had a great year, but, we say it every week, but it's really the truth. There's the production that we have from so many different players. That's the reason why we're 9-0. If we're being honest, we have so many quality players. They all do their part. It might be this guy stepping up a hair more than the week before, but we just have so many kids that can play the game at a high level, and that's the reason why we're having so much success. And that's another reason why it's so much fun, because it's not a one-man show. It's not a selfish group where, okay, well, if Ian got the ball 12 times. No, it's all everyone really pulling in the same direction, and it's just really, I think, why we're having the success we're having.
So, again, and I say this every week, and so it sounds like that I do this all of the time, but I don't like to have like the whole offensive line. But when they put the performance like they did, you can't not do it. Right. And we talked about having 2 game balls tonight, and I said absolutely not. We're not doing that. And then I go back and watch the tape again, and I said we might need 5.
Yeah.
But we settled. I didn't say, God, dog, we didn't settle. We decided, because you couldn't just decide between these two. So we are going to award 2 Beal and Hebert game balls tonight. And, man, I just it pains me to do that. but it pains me not to, the way these two guys played and performed and the differences that they made in the game, and they're both very deserving of it. One that'll talk to us, one that won't.
Correct. Yeah.
So let's talk.
Which one you want to go first?
Let's talk about the one that won't talk to us.
Okay.
So we can just, but at least we'll get a picture afterwards on there. But tell us about him.
Yeah, I mess with him because his grandfather comes to practice a lot, and the first couple weeks of the show, he wouldn't show up. He said he's worried that you're going to make him speak. So I promised. I said I'll never make him speak. I just want him to come. So
that's right.
We won't make it happen. But Carter Maha has been a kid that has played really well all year. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes the linebackers some quiet statistics. But he had 3 tackles for loss. All 3 of those forced a punt on the next play. He had the hurry and the pressure that changed the game when we got the interception. So then we could get back into the football game, because they were driving and on our side of the field. And, again, he had an exceptional week of preparation. He really devoted himself to have this game the way he played it. And I'm just really proud of Carter, from when the first day I met him, when I got hired, to where he is now. In my eyes, he's a completely different guy and just having a great season.
Look, one of the things that I think is an underrated stat that you brought up right there is third down stops leading to turnovers or leading to punts on there, because getting a team off the field and getting that offense going back again, the level that they're going, is a stat that is up there with any stat that's there. So for that effort, how about a big round of applause for Carter Maha? And we promise that he doesn't have to talk on here, but congratulations. Way to go. So now look how well spoken he was. You saw that? That wave.
Yeah, no. And that's Carter. And I'm a man of my word, like I did with the dirty dancing nonsense. I told him I wouldn't make him speak on camera.
Whoa, nonsense.
It was nonsense.
All right, but a little bit of nonsense.
Okay, all right.
It was a little
let's move on to the second game ball.
Yes.
We talk about it. You and I have said it. We talk about different guys that can get the game ball, and you and I spoke, and this kid could get it, every week, and sometimes you kind of put some other guys that give him not give him a chance, but they earned it as well. But there was no denying that Alex Munoz was an absolute problem Friday night. Look, I just want to say, as long as Alex Munoz is our quarterback, in my heart, we can beat anybody. I think the quarterback position in general, go down to Pee Wee to the NFL, whoever you have as your quarterback, it makes a huge difference. And the confidence that I have, the confidence that we have, that his teammates have, and his ability to lead us, to make things happen with his legs, to make the right reads, to throw the ball where it needs to be, it's second to none. And I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, that as a first-year head coach, there's nobody better that I could be asked to have that position and leadership. And, he ran for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he threw a hell of a touchdown to Quinn. He made some great throws to A.J. He made some really nice plays with Andrew Viator, and he led from the front, and I think he cemented himself, as a legend in our program after Friday night's game.
Look, there's absolutely no doubt about it. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen at Turlings.
I mean, and that's the only one you've ever seen.
Still,
but, and we've had some damn good ones.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had a guy that played in a Super Bowl at quarterback.
Right, I understand. I didn't see him play here.
Yeah, you had a guy that was the
Hang
FCS.
on, that's him calling me now.
Yeah,
I get back with you, Jake.
We've had Cole Kelly, we've had some All-State MVPs. But like I said, he cemented his legacy in this program, and he still has a ways to go, but
look,
it's an incredible game.
Is one of the most humble kids that I've run across either. Yeah. He absolutely is, and I got my glasses because it seems to have more effect. Last week I looked in here and I said, the offers need to start coming in, and he picked one up, and we'll talk about that. It had no bearing on me. It's his play. Yeah. But All-State MVP. I'm just telling you, that's the dude right there. He's making things happen on there. And I think if I point at him with my glasses, it adds a little more effect. That's the only reason that I brought him in here. But our second game ball of the week goes to quarterback Alex Munoz. You get to talk, and you get Carter's spot as well. First of all, what are you doing with all of them? Hang on.
Nick.
Now what are you doing with all of them?
I think we have a little trophy room upstairs that we put them in.
Look, let me just point this out. You probably need to get a bigger one because the great things are all in front of you, Alex. There's no doubt about it. When you need to pass, you pass. When you need to run, 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Man, just tell me about this game.
It was really fun. That was the best game, most fun game I've ever played in.
Right.
We were firing all cylinders on offense once we made the adjustment, and it's a lot of fun when that's happening.
Look, that's one of the things I think that jumps out to me the most is that you guys make the adjustments that you need to, and there's not ever a time where you look at a situation and said, uh-oh, what are we going to do? You guys just go down there and get the play and go execute it.
Right. The game plan was simple. It was just we had to pound the rock and run the ball, and once we made the adjustment, we were able to do that, and for big gains too.
How was it going out there and doing this in front of that crowd? Final regular season home game, crowd was fired up. The game was what the game was. Let me through the emotions of that night.
Well, just running out, there's very few games where I get chills when running out,
right.
And that was one of them. So once you get that feeling, you're ready to go immediately.
Look, I know getting back to things, too, because you guys clinched a share of the district title, so you've got a lot of work to go. He said there's only a couple of undefeated teams on here, 10-0 regular season, so you have that in front of you. You have the outright district championship in front of you. Not that you guys need motivation on there, but I got to believe this week there's still a lot of work to do.
Oh, for sure. We want to get better every week, and every game is an equal opportunity to get better and to improve throughout the week, so that's enough motivation right there.
When you saw the defense play like they played on there, how much confidence did that give you under center or at quarterback and on the offense?
Well, they gave us the game right there.
Right.
We were not doing well, and we only had 3 points up, and then their success gave us confidence in that we can make this comeback, and that's really where it came from.
Look, picked up an offer this week from McNeese. Congratulations
yes,
on
sir,
that.
Thank you.
Tell me about that. How's that feel?
It's awesome. I've loved McNeese ever since I went to camp there, and I've been in contact with the coaches, sending film, and it felt really good to get the call finally.
Look, that's good, and I've got to believe there are more along the way. Not slighting anything by any means. It's just I see the play, and folks are starting to notice not only you, but the work of the entire unit, because Coach is the first one to tell us, you're the first one to tell us that you're only as good as those other 10, 12, 15 guys that rotate through there too. So your teamwork and what they mean to you.
Right. We have a lot of guys that I think should be getting more recognition than they have, and especially like Drake, Fruge, Jack.
And look into here and do that. That goes a long way with it.
We have a ton of guys who are playing at a really high level,
right.
And they are 100% able to play at the next level, and I think coaches should see that.
Look, no doubt they will. Coach, talk to me. A consummate teammate right here.
Yeah.
He's the teammate that you want.
Yeah, think about Alex. To me, he just kind of gets it. I made the comment, leading into the pregame that he's a high school senior, but he operates more like a college senior,
right?
As far as his preparation and how he goes about the game of football. And he gets it in the fact that he's not a one-man show. He's never carried himself like that, and he. I think one thing Alex and our team in general, it's pretty awesome seeing how much they celebrate each other's success. And Alex is the first one to get down there with somebody else whenever they run and score or defense makes a play, or he's just he's one of many guys on this team that are true team players. And again, that's a major factor to why we're having the season we're having.
Look, you and Quinn hooked up again for another big one too. How comfortable have you gotten with all of your receivers?
Well, that's it, just comfortable. I know where they're going to be. They know where the ball is going to be, and that's just from experience throughout the spring, summer, and just getting used to it, because it hasn't always been like that. We had to work to get to that point, and it's a lot of confidence just knowing where they're going to be, knowing that they're going to beat the defender, and that's how.
Look, it's tremendous work, no doubt about it. A lot of great success this season already. You've got a lot ahead of you as well. I know battling for an undefeated season, regular season, and a district championship. and a bye week, the first round of the playoffs. It'll give you an opportunity to rest up and heal up and do those things. So tremendous body of work, but you guys have a lot of work to do before this is done.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Congratulations, our Bill and Hebert player of the game, Alex Munoz. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll look ahead at Northside just a little bit and that game that's coming along. We'll talk some more about this week of practice and what is on the line for it as well, and then wherever else the night takes us. We'll do all of that. Still got a little bit of time to get out here to Pizza Village. It is a Turling's tradition on Monday night. Come out and see us at the Coach Courville Show right here on 446 Sports.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turling's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
For over 40 years, Tim's Southern Air of Acadiana has kept homes cool, safe, and running strong, day or night. From expert air conditioning services to dependable whole home generators, our certified team is always ready when you need us most. We're not just technicians, we're neighbors who care. Southern Air of Acadiana, let us bear it. Call 337-339-9661 or visit timsac.com.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LeLeux Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
And we're back live to Pizza Village on a Monday night, rolling through this one. All of the honors have been given out, and I have the honor now of visiting with a couple of guys that helped make this thing roll along. Coach Bart Vitt, Coach Mike Richard, offensive, defensive coordinators. You saw, yeah, there they are. I got to get it confused on here. Coach, we had a great talk last week about what was in store, and you guys went out there, made your adjustments, and just took care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our guys played with a lot of confidence going into the game, and even when, we kind of stalled a little bit after driving the ball, I felt like even talking to the staff that there was no sputter in confidence.
Right, no doubt about it. And everybody that we've talked to, Coach, tonight said it's been the defense that allowed the offense to stay in there and do work. And a couple of big interceptions again, the pressures from Maha, the work of him. Matter of fact, Carter, one of our players of the game tonight on there. Tell me about the work of that defense, especially Carter Maha.
I mean, they just came out and executed at a high level. We decided 2 series in to kind of throw a little curveball and go with a little bit of a nickel personnel. And once we went to that and we started hitting with it, and when I called the first one for Carter to go, and when he got through like he did, I said, this is going to be a fun night. Oh, yeah. This is not going to be the last time we run this stunt. So we kept going with it, and to his credit, I mean, at halftime we went in. And I have complete confidence in him and the rest of the defense, to be able to make adjustments, being on the same page with the coaches. And I just told him, I said, look, I'm going to keep calling, and I'm giving you the freedom, to make changes when need be, and hit the gaps that you want to hit.
And that's a question that I'll have for both of you. We'll start with you, Coach Bart, that I'm over here with you. But the confidence to let those guys play within themselves defensively has got to give you so much confidence as a DC.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great to go out there and to be able to have the whole playbook in front of you and know that you got guys out there that could execute whatever we want to execute out there. It's a testament to their preparation, and their understanding and having these guys for the last couple of years, we're on the same page. So we're speaking the same language, and these guys prepare like you wouldn't imagine. And when you get to a point in the game like that, and you're able to do that with a high school kid, it's a different level.
Yep, 100%. And Coach, we talked about that last week as well. The high football IQ, not just your quarterback, but everybody around there that's involved with it. You're able to add a little bit more and a little bit more, and they're just absorbing it all.
Yeah, and it all goes back to playing to what we're good at and what our identity is as a program, as an offense. And like Alex, I meet with him on Thursdays. What do you like? Like, I'm not gonna go out there and run stuff that he's not confident in.
Right.
So as long as we're on the same page, and these guys, they pick up so well, like I said last week, like the Alex Biggs touchdown wasn't even on the play call sheet.
Right.
We saw a little over adjustment, so we made our adjustments like checkers, right? Or chess, really.
Yeah.
And checkmate.
Look, it's man, I don't think either of you, when we looked at it, you see the score at 14-3, you're like, okay, you flip the page, and it's like, here we go. We've got 4 quarters of football to go. And I don't think there was a lack of confidence on either side of the ball at all.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we knew, the first drive is always kind of getting a feeling of what, how they're going to attack us. And once we saw that, we were able to make some adjustments. They took a shot play to get the second touchdown.
Right.
And going into that third drive, we knew, okay, hey, we got our plan. We were able to flip over to a different plan, and show them something a little bit different and felt comfortable in it, putting guys, in different positions, having a guy like Frugier that I can stick pretty much anywhere.
That's crazy.
Is a blessing to have in that. And then the way Carter played was just unbelievable. I mean, it's what we expect out of him every week,
right.
But just to see him put that on display, it was amazing. Play after play, and the third down stops were huge.
Look, indeed they were. So you've got to not avoid a letdown. There's a lot of work, and this is a classic game that somebody may label as a trap game or a hangover game or whatever
Absolutely.
it was. But knowing that, I think, has got to be the big part. So how do you take and move that over and say, okay, we're going for 10-0, we're going for a district title and that bye week?
Well, I tell the offense today is like, I know those guys across the street, and for them, they want to spoil our season. All right, so they want to be that and one. But at the same time, like our players, they're ready to get this game in, get better, improve at the little small things, go into the bye, and get ready for the playoffs.
When you looked back at this thing in the 7-on-7s in the summer and things like that, did you envision it playing out like it has thus far?
You always have an inkling, that it's gonna go this way, or you hope that it will. And just to see, everything working out the way it is, guys stepping up, week after week, being able to plug some guys in that, we got some time in the summer with in the 7-on-7s, and we got to see some of the things that we wanted to see with them. Moving Alec to the nickel was one of the things we did in the summer. We tried out, and we liked what we saw there. Luke Hebert, moving into that free safety spot, played a huge role in what we did Friday night. And that was something we got to look at in the summertime. So it was good to see things we worked on in the summer come to fruition, on Friday night.
Look, absolutely, Coach. And I'll ask you this too, just to bounce off of that. It's 3 seasons. I mean, it's the non-district season. It's your district season to set yourself up for that first round bye and moving forward on there. Where's all this stacking up for you?
Well, the biggest thing is the confidence and continuing rolling with your own momentum.
Right.
Like I use the term train station. Like Northside's just our next train stop. And then after that, we're going to go to the next city, the next city, the next city. And we're going to keep running what we do. We're going to start powering our own engines.
Look, you use that term, but the body of work that you're establishing, the train's not leaving the station. It's staying here in Lafayette, and everybody's got to ride the train into town because your body of work is setting up those high rankings and home playoff games. And, I mean, that's part of one of those goals that you play for.
Definitely. You definitely want to have as many at home and with your home crowd as possible. And then to be able to set ourselves up to be able to do that is awesome.
Look, and you can throw that out the window about, man, if they were Division II. You guys have a legitimate shot in what arguably is the toughest division in all of them, in Select Division I. That's some dudes that are in there. And you guys are firmly cemented right there in the middle. Home playoff games after the bye, man, you like where you're at.
Absolutely. And I think, on any given Friday, when our players are playing at the level that they've been playing at, we have a chance to beat anybody else.
100%. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And you guys do such a great job of making adjustments. We've seen the Notre Dame game early. Halftime, second half, complete different ball game on there. And I think that's what's making a little bit of the difference is twofold. The coaches making the adjustments, but these guys over here being able to receive that and make those in-game changes and you taking feedback from them as well.
Absolutely. It's kind of weird. The NFL has the headset talk to the quarterback. College just got it. And even back in the day, they used to have the phones to talk to the quarterback on the sideline. Sometimes I got to tell my staff, I was like, hey, give Alex the headset. And the bad thing is sometimes they give it to him and I don't know. So I'm working through everything else. So sometimes you might hear some things here and there, but it's been great communication-wise.
Look, he has been that guy, and he's the first to admit that he couldn't do any of it without the O-line, without his skill guys, without the defense getting the ball back for him. But that unselfishness and that thought process, I think, resonates through everybody that touches the field.
And the entire team. They all have the same mindset, They trust each other, and that word trust is huge. The together and the trust is amazing, and it's just being proven every Friday night, when you see what they're doing out there.
Look,
together.
Yes, together has certainly rang true in this season, and there is a lot of football to go on here. I know you guys are amped about preparing for Northside, and Northside's the only thing on there. You guys have set yourself up for a week off the next week, taking care of business here, a district championship. Congratulations on a tremendous regular season.
Thank you.
Finish it off this Friday, and we got playoffs to look forward to.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Coach
Thank
Mike
y'all.
Richard, Coach Bart Vitt. Thank you guys. Look, it's been a long week. You guys are awesome. We'll be back right after this for our final segment of the night. Don't go anywhere.
Here's your Beal and Hebert starting lineup.
Lance Beal, Turley's Catholic.
Kenny Hebert, Catholic High.
Stephen Williams, STM.
Don Connett, USL.
Alan Haney, Catholic High.
Gabrielle Romero, Sacred Heart.
Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers.
You can start a rewarding career as an emergency medical technician sooner than you think. The National EMS Academy, a division of Acadian Ambulance, can train you in just 12 weeks at their campuses in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Covington, Lafayette, Lake Charles, New Orleans, and Thibodaux. Students who complete the class and pass the National Registry exam are eligible to work for Acadian Ambulance. Classes start soon. Learn more at becomeamedic.com.
At Guillory Chiropractic, we offer a variety of services to help you feel your best. From chiropractic adjustments for back pain relief to prenatal care during pregnancy, our team is dedicated to providing personalized treatment plans. We also specialize in sports injury rehabilitation and can assist with post-accident recovery. Whether it's routine checkups or specialized care, Guillory Chiropractic has the expertise and compassion you need to achieve optimal health. Contact us today to schedule an appointment at our Lafayette or Church Point locations.
And we are back here to Pizza Village on Mall Street. It is a Turlings tradition, and Coach, it's amazing the way you've put up with a lot of the things that I've talked about.
No, it's Pretty Boy.
It's Patrick Swayze.
Swayze, yeah.
Oh, these kids today.
I'm only 30.
Hey there.
Hey, say what's up, dog.
How are you? Let's see the bow tonight. All right, I like it. The cheerleader bow. That's good stuff. There you go. Coach, it wouldn't be a final segment without the true meaning of all of this, which is family, and your beautiful daughter is out here again. And so what were her thoughts after the game?
She was fired up, man. Well, after the game, she was knocked out. So I think once we took the lead, she was like, okay, I don't have to stress as much. So I think she was knocked out. You know, it was a chilly night at the stadium, but she slept. She was knocked out, as the Rebels won. But we had a great weekend. It was, real nice, me, her, and Mama. Get to spend some good quality time, and it was great.
And then back to work Saturday morning.
Back to work Saturday morning, and I got to do 446 at bright and early, And
That's
then,
right.
No, I'm thinking.
Yes.
But no, it was. She had a good time, man.
You notice how Marshall does that show, and I don't.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with good people,
Right.
and success seems to follow. And
That's
that's what our mantra is on there. Coach, let's look ahead to Northside and what we think we can expect there out of them offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Northside's going to play extremely hard. That's one thing, that they pride themselves on. I think I've been really impressed, with Coach Carter and the staff he surrounded himself with. They got some really great coaches.
That's right.
That some guys that coached him and just some really good guys. And they have those kids believing, and they're playing hard. And it's really impressive. We like what they do defensively. They're an attacking style, aggressive unit. Offensively, they got weapons. They have a very good receiver that's going to pose some problems for us. So it's certainly going to be a challenge for us Friday night.
Look, I know that in our talks with Coach Bart and Coach Richard that their preparation has been for it, and they do know what is ahead on there. And look, close rivalries like this. I mean, the Northside High School sign is just across the street from where we're at right here. So these two schools not separated by very much at all. Records go out the window, and they would like nothing more than to be the one, as Coach Richard said, be the end one and wreck what you have planned.
I mean, absolutely. Many Turlings parents are Northside alums.
Right.
It's a community thing. For many years we were kind of the two schools on the north side of Lafayette. And,
right.
And like I said, they're a very competitive team, and they have a lot of pride. And I mean, they certainly don't want to lose to Turlings at home.
Right.
So. It's going to be a great chance. It's going to be a great game, and we have to get ourselves ready. We got to put this one, while we are excited about it and have a lot of pride in our win Friday, it's got to be put, to the side, and it's time to move on and get ready for Northside, because if not, they're going to make us pay.
Look, and that's that game in the 8 prior to that aren't going to be there Friday night. That's not going to help you out. Certainly know that you'll have a big crowd out for that again. But What do you try to accomplish in practice this week to get you ready for Friday night?
Well, I think the goal of every practice is just to get better. We can't get complacent and we can't settle. We've done something good and we've had a great season, but we've gotten better each week at, getting better at our process to win and have success on Friday night. So, I thought we had a good quality practice today, and it's the same thing tomorrow. Tuesday is our real, longer, more physical day, and we got to attack it, and we got to get better. It's that simple. We can't settle. It's time for us to take the next step, and again, we mentioned, the goal to go 10-0, but if we don't get any better this week, it's not gonna. One, it ain't gonna happen, and two, it'll be a indictment of us just settling and not getting to be at our best in November and December and not being prepared to make a playoff run.
Look, I don't think there's a team in the top 8, and I'll say it here, and it may be 6. Those that are vying for bye weeks that don't have that same mindset, and you cannot rest on the seeding. I mean, until you get there, you've got to go and finish that, because one, you don't want to limp into the playoffs. You want to go out and finish. There's so much still in front of you just now to finish up.
Yeah, you talk about into the playoffs, and you mentioned a while ago with the guys, it might be, it is the hardest bracket in the state.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly
it's
right.
One of the hardest in the country. So, ain't no kidding yourselves around. Whoever you play, whether it be first, second round, it's gonna be a dogfight, and the further you go, obviously, the better it gets, and the stiffer the competition is. So, if we rest on our laurels, I mean, we're gonna pay, and it can't happen.
But I got to think, I mean, you want to measure this group of guys up against the best of the best. I mean, this is a team that comes along every so often. This is a special group. They have owned the together mantra. They have owned they have set their spot in Team 68. And I'm telling you, there's just I'd put them up anywhere. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, you say, you don't want to be, complaining, but again, they voted to put us, or our school would be a Division II school, and then for whatever reason, it's not going to happen until next year, and then we can do about it, crying over spilled milk,
right.
But yeah, certainly. I mean, we want to go up against the best, and for our program, just truthfully, we've never made it to that final week of the season, so. Whenever we can get there, obviously it's going to be a massive step for our program. And, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to fight like hell to make that happen. And but at the end of the day, we need to worry about tomorrow. We need to worry about Northside before we get anywhere close to talking about that. Because, I tell the kids, if you look too far ahead, you're going to run over a pothole and you're going to have a flat tire. So,
look, Coach, you can't take care of Wednesday till you take care of Tuesday.
That's it. And it's that simple. And that's why, again, with these kids, but if kids have understood that, and that's why we've had the success we've had this season. And, we can worry about the playoffs after, the bracket comes out on Sunday. But it's time to worry about the Northside Vikings and continuing to play at the standard that we've played to, all season, in particular the in-district.
Well, congratulations on a 9-0 start. Congratulations to Carter Maha, who is our Beal and Hebert player of the game. Alex Munoz, our Beal and Hebert player of the game, the cool play. And then our entire offensive line. It could have been the defensive line. The trenches guys are taking care of business. Certainly a big shout-out to everybody that came out tonight. Wouldn't do any of this without you guys at all. It has been a tremendous season. There is a lot of work to go.
Yeah. Doug, before we sign off, I guess I want to thank all the parents again. I told them numerous times how much they mean to us and to our family. And again, we clap when we started, but these kids over here are it's the best group of kids I've ever been around, and that's saying something. And it's just it couldn't be more fun for myself, for our staff, and what that they are accomplishing and doing for our school. They don't quite understand, and I just can't be more proud of them.
They are really great football players, but at the end of the day, they're great ambassadors for Turlings Catholic, and be proud of these young men right here. There's no doubt about it. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We will see you next Monday night and talk about that perfect season. We think I'm going to look right there in there and say it. These guys are locked in, no doubt about it. Thanks to all the parents, the players, everybody that made it out, our coaches and the organizations, and those that sat outside as well. A big shout-out to you guys out there also. That'll wrap it up for Coach Mikey Courville. For Nick Magnano, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.